Hello. Okay. Today is a fourth day of our 90-day challenge. Okay, and I noticed that yesterday, the yesterday challenge was a little bit hard. Yes, and also to download the logo and um, the video on the hero section to download it uh, was a bit challenging. Okay, so I made a post on our group. I made a post on the group about that, and I showed some browser extensions, that you can install in your browser, whether you're using Opera or you are using Chrome. You can install it and then, use it to download, because these days, most of the images you are seeing on websites are no longer the PNG, JPEG, that we are used to. Rather, most of them are now SVG, and it's for a reason. SVG files are, they are like PNG files. They are of high quality, but they are their size are very small. So that's one advantage they have over a PNG file. PNG tends to be of higher quality than JPEG, but it comes at a higher, it comes at a price, which is, it will be, the size of the file will be bigger. But in this case, the SVG file has a higher quality as well, but in this case, it's very minimal. The size is very, very small. So that's why, designers these days now favor it. So for you to download out an SVG file, you have to use a browser extension, like this one here that says SVG export. You can see it here. So if you haven't checked the video, if you haven't seen the post about all these tools that I just mentioned, go to our go to our Facebook group, and then you will search for the post. You see it. All right. So moving on, this is we are going to design this. This is the interface of Dribbble. The Dribbble sign up or sign in interface. So how do we get to design this? Let's see. Let's see what we can do on this. First of all, let me download out things I need. So right click on this. You can see this is an SVG as well. So I'm going to click my SVG export. Okay, so you can see this is it, and this guy here. So let me download two of them. I think I already have this Google. Already have it. This Google listing, but no worry. Let me just download it again. Okay. I need it to be single files. Okay, let me name it to logo. Okay, now download this one. So this should be Google logo. All right, so we have gotten it, and we actually downloaded it as SVG. So of course you can choose to download it as JPEG or PNG. Okay, so then the next thing, the video. You can see there's a video playing here. So how do I download it? I will simply click on my video downloader plus. Yes. Okay, so let's download it. Okay, it seems like that particular video is actually coming from Facebook. It's a Facebook video. That is a video they uploaded on Facebook, and then they embed it on the site. So here it is. Let me click download your video. Yeah. Uh, Still bringing it out this way. Okay, so I'll simply click here and then download the video. All right. So Dribbble sign video. Okay, so I have all the files I need. I have all the files I need, and the next thing is for me to start designing, right? All right. So let's go into our uh Elementor dashboard, Elementor interface. Okay. The first thing I'm going to do, looking at this, let's actually break down, this layout. What is going on here? We have a two-column layout. So, and we have a video here. We have a two-column layout. Then under the first column, we have two sections. Yes, or we say um two columns inside it. There are, the first one is at the top, the other one is at the bottom. We can do it that way, or we can actually just have one single one single column there. I think that's the approach that I'm going to take. Instead of having two columns inside a content inside one column, I would rather have only one single. But let's just go into it so that you see how I'm going to approach this. Okay, so I'm going to use a two column, which is this particular one, not the equal one, but this. All right, so then I'm going to add an image that will contain our logo. So let me click it and upload it. So here's our Dribbble logo. And let me upload the other ones, the video as well. Okay, so let me select the logo. All right, so here we are, and of course we have to left align it. Then the next thing, I'm going to drop a heading widget. Then I'm going to drop a button. Okay, then I'm going to drop a video widget. Yes. So this video widget, why is it's not the best choice to have this video widget here like this is because I can't control the height. So of course there's an aspect ratio, but can't control the height. Okay, so because I can't control the height, um, I think that's not the best choice. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to add a container here. And then inside the container, let me delete out this guy. Inside this container here is where the video will show up. So I'm going to click the container, go to style, open up the background. So no, not here, on the video, because it should be a video background. So now I'm going to add the link. I'm going to add a link to the video. So how do we get the link to the video? Of course, I have to go back to our media. Okay, so open up the media and then click on the video. So when you click on the video, you can see copy URL to clipboard. So I'm simply click it come back and then paste it here. So it's going to show up in a moment. And then uh, play once. Play once. This should be on loop, not play once. So after playing, it continues repeatedly. Okay, so then play on mobile, yes. Privacy mode, maybe toggle it on. Okay. Um, Nothing else. I think there's nothing else for now here. All right, then let's see what we have here. There's a color we have here, and that color is actually a gradient. If you look at the top, around here at the top, there's a sky blue. Then towards the bottom, the sky blue start getting lighter. So this tells me that they're using a gradient. Of course, I can use my color picker. Okay, so pick a color for the top. Then come to this, come to the column, the first column here. Go to style. So because this is a gradient, so I'm going to click the gradient and then add this to the top. Then use my color picker again and grab the lightest color down here. Then paste it inside here. All right, so we have something like that going on. So the next thing, of course, is linear and 180. The angle 180 degree. Okay, so the next thing is because if you look at this whole section, you can't scroll. There's no scrolling. Like it kind of fits into the screen. So there's nothing like scrolling down or scrolling up. So how do we achieve that same thing? You simply go to the main container, then on the minimum height, change it to VH, which is view height, and then put 100%. So which is 100 VH. So 100 VH means like 100% of the width. Okay, then the next thing, clicking on this column here, the first column, we put it align items, no, justify item to the center. Is it the center? Okay. Okay, I think probably maybe we are going to use two containers inside this first column. Yes, I think because now we're having a little bit of challenge. So I think that's what we are going to do. Let me drop the first container here and then drag the logo inside it. Drag this one inside the logo as well. Okay, drag the button inside it as well. So we have two containers. You can see it. The first one with the video, the second one here inside this one column. Okay, so on this one column here, I'm going to, instead of using center, I think I'm going to use a space between, so that it's going to drag this our video, drag it down, whereby dragging this one up. That's what I need. Then clicking on this video, on this the one that houses the video, I'm going to set the minimum height to, maybe let me use a percentage, a view height, so view height of view height of maybe 40. Yes, you can still change it later, but let it be at 40 for now. Then since it's a view height of 40, this one, of course, you take on maybe you make it 60, or we just leave it as it is. Or probably let's make it 60, let's add it there, 60, yeah. And then center whatever is inside it, center it, yeah. Okay, then let's start styling. So let me copy out this, paste it, and let's look at the fonts they are using. So they are using a Mona Sans. Okay, I don't think Mona Sans is free. Let's check fonts.google.com. Let's see if Mona Sans is available here. So Mona Sans. Okay, so they are using premium font or maybe a custom-made font. All right, so but we have to get something that will look similar to that. Probably Source Sans. Yeah, Source Sans will look similar. You can see Source Sans. All right, so let's use Source Sans here. Oops. Okay, so we type in Source Sans. Okay, there's a Source Sans Pro and Source Sans. Let's see. Let's try and use a Source Sans Pro. Okay, but another thing we forgot, the font weight. So let me see what they are using for the font weight. So the font size is 34 pixel, and the font weight is 400. Okay, so let's try and replicate that. 34 pixel, 400. Okay. The line height. Forgot the line height. So line height of 48 pixel. Okay. Line height of 48 pixel. Seems like the Source Pro looks very smaller than this. you know. But let's be going, yeah. Let's be going. Then the color. What color are they using? So it's actually black. They are using pure black. So use a pure black. Okay, then let's come into the button. So let me click here and see. Okay, so this button, the font size inside the button is 16 pixel. Okay, then the padding is 24 pixel all around, and the font weight is 500. So 16 pixel, 24 pixel padding, and 500 font weight. So it's start creating. Okay, so we use our Source Sans Pro. Then 16 pixel font size, 500. Okay, and the padding. Let's go to the padding. Padding 24 pixel all around, and of course 100 pixel for the border radius to make it rounded. Now I'm thinking that the 24 pixel all around is too much. So maybe at the top I'm going to use 12 and 12. Okay. Now it's not looking. Maybe 16 and 16. Okay. Then of course our colors we have to You see, it's a transparent button. So I'm going to go to the background, remove the, reduce the transparency, then give it a border of 1 pixel and then black. Of course, I'm using black. Then the text color as well should be black. Okay, so let's see what we have so far. Okay, now let's see if there's any hover. So when you hover on it, of course, there's no hover effect. Okay, now if you look closely, the whole section is actually touching the edges. But when we look at our own, there's a gap. See the white gap here. There's a gap here, which we don't need. So we have to go to the main container and then set the content width to full width. And here we go. But there's a padding that should be there. So let's look at the padding they have here. Okay. Okay, so padding they have here is a 68 pixel at the top, 32 by the two side, and 0 at the bottom. Okay. So I'm going to click on the container, the first container here. Go to padding, 68 at the top, 32 by the two side, and of course 0 at the bottom. So let's see. Okay, I think I'm getting there. Only that this guy here is bigger. Remember when I said it? This guy here is bigger. I don't know. Let's see if maybe changing this font from Source Pro to maybe normal Source Sans. Yeah, instead of the Source Pro. No. How about using Enter instead? So let's try and use Enter, the Enter font. Okay, so I think the Enter font, yeah, the Enter font looks similar. Okay, not exactly, but at least it looks similar to it. The Enter font, I don't think is even a better distinct font on it. Because if you use a font that is entirely so different, then it's going to affect the look of your design. So let's use Open Sans. Let's see if Open Sans will be closer. So Open Sans. Okay. Yeah, I think Open Sans looks closer to the font here. If you use a font that is totally, like so different, then it will give it an entirely different look. All right, so now inside this container here, I want to space things out. Because right now is 20 pixel around. So maybe make it 60 pixel. I think 40 pixel would be nice. So 40 pixel, yeah, to space things out. And of course, you will say what happened to our video. The video is still there, only that I don't know. It feels like as if I don't want to show up. So let me click it again to see. Okay, it's showing up now. All right, so you can see our video is there. So maybe the height, I think the height of our video is too much. So clicking on it, go to layout, maybe use 30 VH. Let's see how it is. Okay, I think maybe around 35 instead of 30. 35 VH. Okay, yeah, I think we have gotten it. All right, so we have gotten this. Then let's go into the next section here. So this says sign in to Dribbble. Okay, so I'm going to drop in a heading. Then I'm going to drop in a button. Maybe, to save time, just copy this button, paste it here. Okay, then now we have this divider. So I'm going to search for divider, drag it and drop. Okay, then we have the form itself. So, which is a sign up form. So I can search it, I think login. But in this case, this is not a login. This actually is, yeah, this is a login, which is signing. Yeah, so it's a login form. Yeah. So drop it here. Okay, so and of course, there's this last one here which says don't have don't have a sign up an account, sign up. So this is actually maybe we use you can use paragraph, you can use a headline, whatever, you can use headline, paragraph, icon to icon list to achieve it. So maybe let me just drop a headline there, paste this here, change the headline to maybe a spam. Yeah. So we still come to styling later on. So on the headline, let me copy this and drop. Okay, so the button says sign in with Google. So click on the button. Sign in with Google. And there's an icon, which is the Google icon. Or we can upload our SVG. Remember, we have an SVG. We have a Google SVG. So we upload it and then give it a spacing. So probably a spacing of like 10. Okay. So, but like using button for this stuff is that with the button we can't increase the size of our icon independently. So remember, you can't increase the size of our icon, the button icon independently. So that's one downside with using the button widget here, because if you look closely, this guy here, the icon here is bigger, a little bit bigger than this, the text inside. So we, instead of using the button widget, maybe we use an icon list. Just drop in an icon list, remove all this guy here. So sign in with Google. Okay, no, not here. So I'm going to upload my SVG file again. Select the Google. Okay. So now with this, I'm able to, like have control over this, because if I go to style, you can see the icon. I can make it independently bigger, however I want it. Okay, so let's go to, first of all, let me start from at the top. Let me delete this. Start from the top to style. Let's look at what we are styling again. Okay, so there's a padding. There's a very big padding. Looking at it, you see, there's a very big padding by this side and by this side. So let's figure out what padding they are using. Okay, if you notice, there's a box here and there's an outside padding. Okay, there's an outside padding here and there's, so basically what they did here is that they added this whole thing, they added it inside a container. You can see there's this div container, they added it here. Mm, we may choose not to, add an extra container. Remember, trying to optimize for speed. So we may just choose not to add an extra container, but rather, um, what we can do is like add a very big padding, add a very big padding. So going to the second column, go to advanced, then by the two side. Now I'm going to use percentage here. By the two side, maybe use like 20%, 20% here and 20% here. Let's see. Okay, now it's looking way too much. So maybe 10% and 10%. Okay, looking already similar, maybe around 12%, 12%. Okay, so 12% and 12%. Side. All right, so of course, this container, this column here, everything have to be centered. Yes, so it will look like this. Okay, now let's start styling. So this has a font size of 24 pixel, but a font weight of 700. You see, 24 pixel, 700. So I'm going to go here. Of course, this have to be, is it a heading 1 or heading 2? Now it depends on you, whether you want to make this one heading 1 or make this one heading 1. So it depends on which one do you think is, the title of this page. I think this one is the title of this page, so it should be heading 1. So you can see heading 1 here, and then click this, and this should be like heading 3 or heading 2, anyone you want it. So clicking here, let's go back to the styling. So we're going to use open. Now we are using open sans. Remember, we're using open sans now. So 24 pixel. Then the font width should be 700 bold. Okay. Then the color, of course, should be black. All right. And that's in. Then we have to style this. Let's look at styling. So from here, let's see, the font size is 14 pixel inside. And then the padding is 24 pixel thing by the side. And 0 pixel, 24 pixel. Sometimes this doesn't give us the correct the correct sizings. So, but the font weight, this is what we have to have to remember. Font weight 600. So let's go in. Oops, I just remember. I forgot what I just checked. Okay, font size 14 pixel and font weight 600. So I'm going to click here, go to the text, change it to open sans, 14 pixel, font weight 600, and the color, of course, should be black. Then my icon, maybe around 20 or 22, around 22, and then the gap, putting 0 here, about on the list, 0, okay, maybe how about -10, oops, not working, wanted to bring it closer, okay, I think, yeah, I can bring it closer like this, then of course align to the center, icon should be aligned to the center, let's go position, of course this should be left at 0, okay, then we have to make it look like a button. So in this case, we go here and align center, align to stretch because we want to stretch it. Okay, let's align to the center, then custom width 100%. Nope, 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 nope. This is not working. Wait, let's go to the style again. Okay, the alignment here have to be center. Yeah, now this is, now I come. So alignment here have to be center. Then I will go to the advanced. Excuse me. So go to the advanced, scroll down to the border, and I'm going to give it a border of 1 pixel, then border radius, of course, 100. But the color of our border, let's check. You have to grab it. Uh, Let me inspect element. Of course, this is a light gray, so you don't really need to check it from here. It's a light gray of which you can get the light gray. Let's see if we can find it quickly. You can actually type border here. So button border color. Here is it. So copy. All right. Then paste it. Now that I pasted it, let's see how it's looking. So you can see how it's looking now. Now we add our padding. So we go back to the layout here, open it. So on the padding, 24 pixel. Now this is too much. I think we use 16. 16 pixel and 24 by the side. 24 pixel and 24 pixel. Let's check this other button here. So on this button, okay, yeah, 16 pixel at the top and bottom, 24 pixel by the side. All right, so let's see. This is it. But the icon, the not the icon, the border is very faint here. So that suggests to me that this is a 2 pixel. They're using a 2 pixel border instead of a 1 pixel. So let me put 2 there. Okay, and here we go. Okay. Then of course, when you hover on it, the color becomes thicker. Let's say, can I add 1.5? Oops, 1 point. Now we can add such points there. Yeah. So just 1 pixel, maybe 1 pixel, and then probably use a box shadow on it. Yes, just to get it exactly as it is. A box shadow, turn out the blur, or maybe just make it a little bit blur. Let's say 5, not 2, 1. Yeah, let's see. Okay, yes, now it's looking quite similar. Then, what else? What else? What else? Let's look at it again. Okay, the icon have to be bigger. So let's go back to the icon. So on the icon size, maybe have it to be 24, 26. Yeah, I think 26. Then make it centered here to space it out more. Yeah. All right. Then we have the divider. The divider says or sign in with email. Okay, or sign in with email. So let me click on the divider again. So on this divider, we have to instead of this add element, have to select the text, and then here we add or sign in with email. Okay, then of course the alignments have to be centered then. we go to here. Now I'm going to bring my color, the border color. So let's go back to the button. Copy out our border color. Then go back to the divider and then paste it. Then the test, our test, our test color. Let's see what test color they are using here. Okay, so this is the test color. So copy it. And the size is 10 pixel. And the font weight is 400. So the size, 10 pixel, use open sans, font size 400. Okay, of course the color, pasting our color. But now it's looking very, very small, the 10 pixel. Maybe let's use 14 pixel on it. Nope, maybe 13 or 12. Yeah, 12 pixel. Let's see. I think 13 pixel would be better. Yeah, all right. Then we go into the styling here of the sign up form. So the sign up form has a username, email or username, and then a password. Chikina. So here you click it. So show label, yes. And the input size small, maybe let's keep it at medium. Keep it at medium. Then the button should be, let's see, medium as well, and it should be this way. Additional settings. So on the additional settings, this is where you configure how it functions and everything, but we are not going to go into that. Let's get the interface right. So of course we don't need the remember me and lost password. Okay, but if you look at this, the lost password is here, not below. So, and there's no way we can change it up. There's no way we can change it up. We can only have it that place, or we use CSS and change it up. That's the only way. You can use CSS to position it where you want it to show up. So, but in this case, I don't know. Maybe let's just leave it. Let's just leave it there. Let's just leave it as it is. Then username, user label shouldn't be Darlington, but rather you use username or email. Yeah, I think that's what is your username or email. Then the other one is password. Yes, we should already have. Okay, then going back here, this is where we start styling. So the row gap, 10 pixel. I think probably this is much bigger, maybe 20 pixel row gap, or even 30. I think using 30. 30 pixel. Then the links color. Let's keep everything at black. You can see this is black. The forgot password is set to black. So link color should be set to black. Then of course when you hover on it, it's still the same black. Then the label. The label. Now this is where we start styling the label. So let's get the styling. Oops, okay, so here the label. The label has a color. Here's the color. It's not actually pure black. So copy it. And then 15 pixel font size and 700 font weight. So the label, I'm going to change it to open size 15 pixel, then 500, right? No, not 500, 700. Okay. Then we style the input field itself. So the input field is using, I believe, 2 pixel for the border. Well, let's check. So here's the color inside it. Using this color. Then of course a white background, 14 pixel size inside it, and this guy here. There's a lot. Let me just be taking it step by step. So on the input field, um, let's press the color. Okay, then on the topography, put in open sans. I believe this is 14 pixel. Yes. Let's go back again and check. Click it. 14 pixel. Yes. Line height 28 pixel. And then the padding is 18 pixel by the top and bottom, and then 20 pixel by the two side, and font weight is 400. So 18, 20. So the padding, oh, the padding is not here. Okay. Of course we can give it the border radius of 100. Nope, I don't think they're using 100. But the um, border color should be 2 pixel, the border width 2 pixel, and the color should be the same as this. So let me copy it from here. Okay, so all right. Now let's look at what they have in here. I think probably they are having a border radius of 20 pixels. So let's just put 20 pixel here and see. Okay, probably around 10 pixel instead of 20. Yeah, now that looks much like it. Then the padding, you see the padding have to, um, the padding of this input field, we can't change it individually here. So let's update this and then go to our site settings. Then we go to the form field, scroll down to here. So this is where the change was done. So um let's get the paddings again. So the padding is 18 pixel at the top and bottom and 20 pixel by the side. So 18 pixel here, 18 pixel here, and 20 pixel by the two sides. Okay, then click this to go back. Okay, so now here, of course, it's coming in gradually. Let's look at this, look at this, look at this again. Signing the button. Let's start the button. In fact, we are removing this lost password. We have to remove it. So click it, go to content, scroll down to additional, and remove it. Yeah. So let's go back to style, go to button. Now this is a, of course, border radius have to be like this, and then the color. Let's pick up the color again. Oops, no, using the color picker. It's giving us the color on hover when you hover on it, not the other color, but when you hover on it. But the other color is already black, so put it black, and then when you hover on it, you paste in the that color. All right, so when you hover on it, that's it. So what does the button say? It says sign in. So we have to go to this thing and then type in sign in. Oops, sign in. Okay, it's a capital. So capital I. Then of course we need to figure out the font size. So the font size is 14 pixel and 600 weight. So go to style, open up the button. Then on the topography, on the topography, 14 pixel, 700. think I think the I is missing in the button. I is missing there. Okay. All right. So of course the padding have to be similar to the one at the top here. So the padding, text padding. So we have to go back here and see what the padding we gave it. So 16 at the top and bottom and 24 by the two sides. So click here again, go to button and 16 and 24. Okay, let's see how it's looking. Think the 16, think probably we have to make it an 18 in this case. Okay, yeah. Then this guy here, final part, click it. So the color, here's the color. So I'm going to copy it. And then the font size is 14 pixel. Font weight 400. So let's open it up again. Click this, of course, it's going to be centered. Then go to style, paste in the color, then open this up, change it to open sans. Font weight 14 pixel. I think it's kind of too big, maybe 13 pixel in this case. Then the font size, of course, have to be 400 number. Okay. Now we have to wrap it up by making sure it looks similar, because right now it's still too wide. So clicking on this second column again, go to advanced. So maybe change this to 14% by the sides. Okay, one more thing. If you look, there's a spacing under here. Check, you see. So that spacing we have to create it using either a padding or margin. So let's just use padding. Put like 20 here, probably like 30. Okay, and go to this section here, that is the column itself. I want to change the gaps to 10, make it like 10, so that we bring everything very close. Let's look at it again. Yeah. Okay, then this guy here, the form, the gaps between the row, make it 20. Okay. Let's see. I think our own is still too wide, so I'm going to click here, go to advanced again, and this time make it 18. I think it's too much. 16 and 16. Let's see. Okay. Alright. Okay, I think the 16 is even maybe 15. 15 and then 15. Let's look at it again. Yeah, okay. Now it's getting there. Okay, probably this font, this form row, maybe have it at 25. Space it out more. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so you see, we're able to replicate this. Let's click on our video again. Alright, that's it. So let's save our changes. So we were able to replicate the design, and I think the next thing is make it mobile responsive. I think I have to take this back to 16. Yeah, take it back to 16. Alright, so make it mobile responsive. So we click this. Let's see how they did theirs. Oh, one more thing, there's a box shadow. If you look here, there's a box shadow around this part. So before making it mobile responsive, let's add the box shadow. Yeah, so I'm going to click this column here, then go to style, scroll down to border, then the box shadow. Now this box shadow have to be, oops, okay, so maybe around 10 or 5, around 5, and the blur, can increase the blur or reduce it. I think increase the blur to maybe 24. We put this at 0. Then reduce the opacity of the color, maybe bring it somewhere around 2.5. Now let's see how it looks. Okay, yeah, so this is it. I think maybe this thing is spread out a little bit, so maybe give it like a -5, -3, -3. Yeah, like a -3. And another thing I noticed, the width of this section here, of this column here, the width is bigger than our own. So I think probably they are using like a 40 pixel, no, 40% for this guy here. So let me bring up my navigator. So these are the two columns inside this container. So on the first column, the width I'm going to change it to 40%. Then click on the second one, change it to 60. So let's see. Okay, so probably that should be 65 and 35 instead. Let's look at it again. Okay, so now it looks much like it, but you can see this guy here and this guy here are not looking the same again. So I'm going to click here, then increase, that is on the right hand side, increase the padding on the right hand side, maybe do like a 40. Let's see how 40 turns out. Nope. Maybe increase it to 68. Okay, so now it looks much like it, but let me reduce it to 60 or 50. Let's see, 50 works. But 60, let's just keep it at 60. Yeah, so that's it. Okay, then let's look at all this again. Okay, there is more space in between these guys here. There are more space, so I'm going to click here, go to layout, scroll down to here, and probably use 60. Okay, now it looks much like it. I think I have to reduce it. Instead of 60, make it 50. Okay. Is that so? No, I think we keep it at the 40 and then simply come here, add an extra padding only for the logo. So at the bottom maybe 20, an extra 20. Yeah. Let's see. Extra 20. Okay. Yeah, an extra 20, and then go back to our video, reduce the height to probably 30. Let's see, 30. Nope, should be around 32. Or 33, I think. 33. You know, like I'm just trying to be as close as possible to this, but you know, it's not a must you have to do it, but at least, you know, when you're trying to replicate something, make it look as very, you know, so close. So another thing I have to do, maybe here on this column here, take it back to the 14 again, the two sides. Oops. And 14 and 15. Alright, so let's look at the responsiveness. So inspect element. Let's check the iPad Air first of all. Ooh, okay. Right here, seems like everything just disappeared. Let me refresh it. Okay, seems like this is how they want it looking. How about iPad mini? Interesting. Okay, so on your iPad, this is how it's going to look. This is how they want it to look. How about on the mobile? Why is this thing showing up here? So on the mobile, this is it. So what actually happens is on tablet and mobile, this entire section here, this entire column disappeared. You know, it was hidden, and only this white column was showing. Is showing. So of course we can still achieve that. So what I'm going to do is here. This is the tablet. So here I'm going to, on the main container, going to set the wrap, set it to wrap. Yeah, then go back to this container here. Make sure you are on the correct container. So make sure you're on the first container, then change the percentage, change it to 100. Of course, the minimum height in this case, you just keep it at 0 or anything, but let it be 100. Then go back to the other one, which is this one here. Do the same thing, 100. Okay, so this height here, remember we gave it some height, some VH height and all that. You can just simply make it 0 here, and go to this one, make it 0 as well. Instead of 0, maybe just give it a small number, maybe 15 or 20, about maybe 13, still there. Okay, and this guy here, which is this other this container here, maybe the gap in between, make it 20, in this case 20. Okay, and here's our video, of course. So this top section here, this top container, we want to hide it. It's going to be hidden on tablet, so we have to click on the container, go to advanced, and scroll down to responsive and tablet. Hide on tablet, even hide on mobile as well, so that what we now have is this, you see. So but of course we have to do some settings here. So we click on the other container, let me scroll down. Okay, so we have to add some padding. So maybe we use like I think 15 all around. Yes, 15 all around, or probably 15 at the top and 20 by the sides. 20 here, 20 and 15 at the top. So we have this is what we have. Okay, and when you go here to mobile, maybe on mobile you can have like 10 pixel and still maintain the 20 by the side. Not now. So we have it to be 20. Okay, then on the mobile portrait, now we can switch things up. Instead of percentage, you can turn it to pixel, then use a 16 pixel here, 16 pixel by the two side, and maybe 40 pixel at the top and bottom. Increase it to 60, maybe use 60 pixel here, 60 pixel here. Alright, let's look at the mobile again. Okay, so here is the mobile, and of course, okay, there's more space at the top and bottom. Okay, so yeah, maybe you add something like 80 at the top, 80 at the bottom. Let's see, everything is still the same. Let me see if they are still the same. So the font size, what's the font size of this? So let me use this and grab it immediately. So the font size is still 24 pixels, so I think everything is still the same looking as it is. Yeah. So let's see if there's any other thing we have to tackle on. I think that, oh okay, there's Darlington is showing here on the phone. Darlington, yeah, showing here on the phone. Let me quickly change that. Go to the form, go to where is it? Yeah. Oops, what's happening? Okay, go to here and change it to username or email, not now. Username or email. This is actually coming from the what is it called, the last pass. This issue I'm having here from the last pass. Why is it acting this way now? Email, wahala. Okay, I think let me just remove it. Let me just log out. Let me try and log out. Yeah, okay. So username or email. Yeah, so that's it. So you can see we are done. We're already done. You see it. This is how you recreate it. Thank you so much for sticking around on this challenge. I look forward to your own attempt on this. You know, we are learning. We are all learning on this journey. So and at the end of 90 days, you're going to look back and you'll be very glad that you took on this challenge, because you can see this whole thing is exposing us to different layouts, like different scenarios, different design problems that we have to tackle, you see, and we are building capacity and also building up our portfolio. Make sure you always share your designs. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect, yes, so you are still on the journey, so share it to people. Let people know, people in your circles, let them know that, see, these are my progress. So at the end of 90 days, you're going to look back at all the posts you made about this challenge, and you see the progress. In fact, you will definitely see the progress and you'll be happy about that. Okay, so that's it. Also, make sure you join the group. If you haven't joined the group, make sure you always check your email every morning and every evening for these videos. Then follow us, like subscribe to our YouTube channel. More videos, not just video about this tutorial, but not just video about this challenge, but more tutorial videos are coming. So make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube channel. Thank you, and see you on the next one. Bye.